Before you go, click the link to download the Budget Planner worksheet and subscribe to the Resilient Boss channel. Alright, let's get straight to it. We're talking about your budget 2026. Forget everything you think you know about budgets being boring, complicated spreadsheets that only accountants understand. That's legacy thinking. Your budget is not a prison, it's a playbook. It's the offensive strategy for your small business or nonprofit for the entire year. It's the defensive strategy for your small business or nonprofit for the entire year. It's the map that shows you where you're going, how much fuel you have in the tank, and where the potholes are. Most people procrastinate on this. They wait until the last minute, scramble, and then create a document they never look at again. We're going to change that narrative right now, today. The purpose of this conversation is simple. I'm going to give you a step-by-step, no-fluff guide to building a practical, actionable small business budget or non-profit budget for 2026. And here's the punchline. We're going to do it in one sitting, one session, no excuses. You don't need an MBA or a finance degree. You just need focus and the willingness to face the numbers. This isn't about creating a perfect crystal ball prediction. It's about building a framework for decision making. It's about giving your organization the clarity it needs to navigate the next 12 months with confidence. This is a core part of your annual planning. And doing it now, in October 2025, gives you a massive head start. Why now? Because speed matters. Execution is everything. While your competition is still thinking about their holiday plans, you'll have your financial game plan for 2026 locked and loaded. This document will tell you when you can afford to hire, when you need to push harder on sales or donations, and when you need to cut back. For a small business budget, this is about survival and scaling. For a non-profit budget, it's about maximizing your impact and proving your sustainability to donors and grant makers. This isn't just about numbers. It's about your mission, your vision, and your ability to execute on it. So get ready. By the end of this guide, you will walk away with a tangible working budget 2026, a document that you built, you understand, and you can use every single day to make smarter, faster decisions. It will be your single source of truth. It will empower you to say yes to the right opportunities and no to the distractions. It's time to stop guessing and start planning. You wouldn't run a marathon without tying your shoes, right? Same principle here. Before you dive into building your budget 2026, you need to gather your tools. We're not looking for a mountain of paperwork. This is a sprint, not an archaeological dig. We need just enough information to make informed, practical decisions. The goal is momentum. So take 10 minutes, literally set a timer, and pull together the essentials. Having everything in front of you before you start is the secret to getting this done in one sitting without breaking your focus. Don't overthink it. Just gather the goods and get ready to roll. Here's your simple checklist of what to grab. First, bank statements, last 6 months. Don't analyze them yet, just have them accessible. This shows the cash moving in and out. Second, sales reports, business, last 6 months. Donation reports, non-profit, last 6 months. Grant reports, non-profit, last 6 months. This is your income history. Third, major fixed bills. Find the documents, lease agreement, payroll summary, insurance policy, loan statements. These are your non-negotiable costs. Next, pick a tool to build with. Fancy spreadsheet program, simple notes app on your phone, clean sheet of paper, and a Sharpie. The tool doesn't matter, the work does. Also grab a simple 2026 calendar to visualize the year. Finally, pen and paper. Jot quick thoughts. Write goals. Note questions. That's it, the entire list. Don't get bogged down hunting ancient receipts. We're using recent history to plan forward. This prep phase removes friction. Every minute spent later searching is momentum lost. Get these items ready and you set yourself up for an uninterrupted, high-focus session. You're treating this work with the seriousness it deserves. This isn't homework. It's building the foundation for success in 2026. So pause, gather materials, and let's get ready to build. Your small business budget or nonprofit budget deserves this focus. Your future self will thank you. First things first, before we touch a single number, we need to know why we're doing this. A budget without a goal is just a list of numbers. It's meaningless. What is the one single thing you want to achieve with your organization in 2026? I'm serious. Boil it down to one clear, powerful sentence. This is the North Star for your entire budget, 2026. Every number you write down, every decision you make, this isn't some fluffy mission statement. This is a concrete objective your budget will be built to support. It's the first and most critical step of your annual planning. Is your goal to finally turn a consistent profit? The goal for 2026 is to achieve a 10% net profit margin. Are you a nonprofit looking to expand your reach? In 2026, we will launch our new youth program and serve 500 additional kids. Maybe it's about stability. Our 2026 goal is to build a cash reserve equal to 3 months of operating expenses. See how specific that is? It's tangible. It's measurable. Write your one-sentence goal at the very top of your page or spreadsheet. Look at it. That's your destination. Now, let's talk about the time frame. We are building a plan for the full 12 months of 2026. But looking at a whole year at once is overwhelming. It's like trying to eat an entire pizza in one bite. So we're going to break it down. We'll plan the year, but we'll manage it month by month. Thinking in monthly chunks makes the budget tactical. This approach allows you to see seasonal trends, plan for cash flow dips, make quick adjustments. The annual view is for strategy, the monthly view is for execution. This initial step is the foundation of your entire small business budget or nonprofit budget. Without it, you're just driving blind. This clarity will be your anchor when things get tough. When you have to decide between two expenses, you'll ask, which one gets me closer to my goal? When you get an unexpected windfall, you'll ask, how can this accelerate my goal? Define your destination first. Then, and only then, can we start drawing the map to get there. Let's stop talking about it and start doing it. The clock is ticking. Let's build this thing. Okay? Goal is set. Now we need to figure out what fuel you have to get there. We're talking about income, revenue, donations, the cash that comes in the door. This is the part where people either get way too optimistic or way too scared. We're going to do neither. We're going to be realistic. Grab those bank statements, sales reports, donation reports from the last 6 months. Use that real history to build a conservative, believable baseline for your budget 2026. Hope is not a strategy. Data is. Let's look at the data. Your first task, list every single source of income. Be specific. Small business example, product A sales, service contracts, consulting fees. Nonprofit example, individual giving, grant from Foundation X, annual gala tickets, program service fees. Listing separately shows strengths and weaknesses. It shows which streams are reliable and which are volatile. This is fundamental for a solid small business budget and critical for a transparent nonprofit budget. Next, look at the numbers from the past 6 months. Calculate a simple monthly average for each source. Add them up for total average monthly income, your baseline. Ask, is this realistic for 2026? Remove one-time giant sales or one-off grants from the average. Build a plan on what you can reasonably expect, not what you hope for. Budget conservatively and be pleasantly surprised. Finally, think about seasonality. Summer booms, December donation spikes, mark high months and low months on your calendar or spreadsheet. Knowing February is slow and November is busy is crucial for cash flow. We know where the money is coming from. Now we have to track where it's going. This is about accountability, facing the brutal facts of what it costs to keep your doors open and your mission moving forward. We're going to break your expenses into two simple buckets: fixed costs, variable costs. This isn't complicated accounting jargon. It's a practical way to understand your spending. Fixed costs are the bills that hit your bank account for the same amount on the same schedule, no matter what. They are predictable. They are your operational bedrock. Let's list them out. Grab your records and start writing them down. Rent or mortgage payment for your office or storefront, full-time employee salaries and payroll taxes, your business insurance premium, the monthly payment on that equipment loan, software subscriptions you pay for every month, accounting software, CRM, all fixed costs. Write down each item and the exact monthly amount. Add them all up. This total is your monthly nut, the absolute minimum amount of cash you need just to exist. Knowing this number by heart is a superpower. Now for the second bucket, variable costs. These are the expenses that change month to month based on activity. They go up when you're busy and down when you're slow. For a small business, raw materials, shipping costs, advertising spend on social media. For a non-profit, event supplies, printing for a mail campaign, travel expenses for program staff. Think about utilities like electricity, water. They fluctuate. Office supplies, marketing materials, hourly contractor fees. Look at the last few months of statements to get a realistic monthly average. Don't get paralyzed trying to be perfect here. If you're not sure, estimate. Use a reasonable, slightly high number. Add up all your estimated monthly variable costs. Now you have two key totals, ichikikiha, fixed and variable. Together, these represent your core operating expenses. This clarity is the engine of a smart small business budget and a resilient non-profit budget. It shows you exactly where your money is going and, more importantly, where you have control to make changes if you need to. Let's stop talking about it and start doing it. The clock is ticking. Let's build this thing. Section 6. Step 4. The game changer, your rainy day fund and growth plays. If you only budget for income and expenses, you're playing defense, just trying to survive. To win, you need to play offense too. That means planning for two more things in your 2026 budget: a cash reserve and strategic investments. A cash reserve, your rainy day buffer, is not a luxury. It is a non-negotiable line item. This is the money that saves you when a client pays late, when a grant is delayed, or when an unexpected emergency hits. Without a reserve, you're one bad month from disaster. Your first goal, build a reserve covering at least 1 month of fixed costs. You calculated that number in the last step. Example, if fixed costs are $8,000 a month, target $8,000 in a separate savings account. Add a budget line called reserve savings and fund it monthly, maybe $200, maybe $1,000. It's a bill you pay to your future self. Now, for the offense, strategic investments. Money set aside to fuel your main goal. Remember the North Star from step 1. This is how we fund it. If your goal is to launch a new program, budget for the program costs, marketing, materials, staff time. If your goal is to increase sales, budget for a new piece of equipment or a targeted digital ad campaign. Non-profit example, fundraising campaign costs. Small business example, new product R&D. These are not regular operating expenses. They are investments in growth. Break down the cost of your big goal and decide funding. Allocate monthly amounts or plan a big Q2 push. Put it in the budget as separate line items. Section 7. Step 5. Building the monthly grid, your financial calendar. This is where it all comes together. We've gathered all the pieces: your income, your fixed costs, your variable costs, your savings goals. Now we're going to assemble them into a simple, powerful tool. A month-by-month plan for all of 2026. This is the master view of your budget 2026. Open up that spreadsheet or grab that big sheet of paper. We're going to create a grid. Across the top, create 13 columns. The first column is for your categories: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Down the first column, list out all your categories. Start with your income sources at the top. Then create a section for your expenses. List every fixed cost line item. Below that, list all your variable cost line items. Add your strategic line items now. Reserve savings, growth investment fund. At the very bottom, create one final crucial row. Net monthly cash, total income minus total expenses and savings. That row shows cash positive or cash negative each month. Now start plugging in the numbers. For each month, fill in projected income. Use your conservative average, then adjust for seasonal highs and lows. If December is your big fundraising month, show higher income in December. If business is slow in August, reflect a lower number. Next, fill in your fixed costs across months. They'll often be the same each month. Then enter variable cost estimates. Maybe utility bills are higher in winter. Maybe marketing spend rises before a big launch. Fill in monthly savings for reserve and growth funds. Finally, do the math for each month. Add up income, add up costs and savings, subtract to get net monthly cash. Repeat for all 12 months. You now have a visual map of your financial year. See at a glance which months have surplus and which are tight. This grid is the heart of your small business or non-profit budget. It's your operating plan, your warning system, and your roadmap to your goal, all in one place. Section 8, Step 6, the cash flow check. Don't go broke being profitable. This is a step most people skip. It's the one that sinks more organizations than anything else. You must check your cash flow, not just your profit. Let me say that again. Cash flow is king. Profit is a theory. Cash is a fact. Profit is what's left over on paper at the end of the year. Cash flow is having enough actual money in your bank account each month to pay your bills. You can be profitable on paper, but go bankrupt because money is tied up in unpaid invoices and your rent is due today. Your budget 2026 must be a cash flow plan, first and foremost. Look at the net monthly cash row at the bottom of your grid. Are there any negative numbers? If in March your net cash is negative $1,500, that's a red flag. It means you're projected to spend $1,500 more than you bring in that month. That doesn't mean the year is a disaster, but you have a problem to solve for March. Where will that $1,500 come from? You can't pay staff with projected annual profit. You pay them with cash. This is the moment of truth for your small business or nonprofit budget. If you see negative months, you have options. First, can you move income? If a big payment is coming in April, can you ask for a portion in March? For nonprofits, can you time a small fundraising appeal before a slow period? Second, can you shift expenses? Maybe a big supply purchase is planned for March. Can you move it to April? Look at your variable costs and your growth investments. These are the easiest levers to pull. Delaying a non-essential expense by 30 days can solve a temporary cash crunch. This is where your cash reserve comes into play. If you have a negative month, your reserve covers the shortfall. Your budget should show drawing from the reserve in the tight month and replenishing it in a surplus month. If you don't have a reserve yet, consider a line of credit as backup. Budget for interest payments as a fixed cost. Have a plan before the crisis hits. Analyze month-to-month cash flow now to turn a potential emergency into a manageable strategy. Section 9. Step 7. Review, adjust, and execute. The living budget. Congratulations! You've done the hard work. You've built a foundational budget, 2026, in one sitting. But here's the most important secret. The budget you just created is already wrong. It's a forecast, a best guess. The real world will throw you curveballs. A new opportunity will pop up. An unexpected expense will hit. That's why the final step is to make your budget a living, breathing document. It's not a stone tablet you create once and worship from afar. It's a tool you use, review, adjust constantly. This is how you win. Your final action in this sprint is to schedule your check-ins. Don't just say you'll look at it later. Open your calendar right now and set up recurring monthly appointments for the whole of 2026. Call it budget review. Make it 30 minutes on the first Friday of every month. This is non-negotiable. During this meeting, you will do two things. Update the budget with the actual numbers from the month that just ended. Review the plan for the months ahead. You'll compare your actual income and expenses to what you budgeted. Where were you right? Where were you wrong? This regular review process is the core of effective annual planning. If your income was higher than planned, you get to make a strategic decision. Put the extra cash into your reserve, accelerate your growth goal, give your team a bonus. If your income was lower, you need to act fast. Look at your plan for the next month. What variable costs can you cut? Launch a quick sales promotion. Launch a donation campaign. Your budget gives you the information you need to make these decisions intelligently, not emotionally. It removes the panic and replaces it with a plan. You did it. You have a goal. You have a plan. You have a system for execution. This simple, practical budget is the most powerful tool you have to control your destiny. Whether it's a small business budget to drive profit or a non-profit budget to amplify impact, the principles are the same. Clarity, honesty, consistent action. Don't let this document gather dust. Use it, challenge it, let it guide you. You started this process to build your budget 2026, and now you have a real plan. The sprint is over. Now the marathon begins. Go execute. Before you go, grab your free 2026 budget pack. Link in description and on screen now. Inside, one sitting budget, sprint worksheet, monthly grid template, cash flow, check calculator, reserve, and growth planner. Review cadence checklist, hit subscribe for monthly budget tune-ups, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next sprint. Drop a comment. I'm in for 2026 if you downloaded it. Download, subscribe, execute. Your 2026 starts today.